All right, so we're looking at the solutions for ACT Day 3. And I may have some of these questions out of order, but you'll be able to see all your solutions anyway. So in Westerville on Tuesday, the high temperature was 30 degrees and the low temperature was 20 degrees Celsius. What was the difference between the high and the low in degrees Fahrenheit? And then they gave us a formula for degrees Fahrenheit. What I'm going to do first off is I'm going to flip this around so that I can solve for F. So the very first thing I did on this was I switched it. So instead of 5/9, I made it 9/5 C equals the F minus 32. And then I add the 32 over. So 9/5 C plus 32 equals to the Fahrenheit. Then I can convert both of my answers. So I'm going to change the 30 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit by taking 9/5 of 30 plus 32. And I'm going to change the 20 degrees Celsius. Oops, sorry. Plus 32. And then I'm going to subtract my answers. Now, if you've got a calculator, this isn't too bad because 30 divided by 5 is 6. And 6 times 9, 54. 54 plus the 32, 86. 20 divided by 5 is 4. 4 times 9, 36. 36 and 32, 68. And then we just need to subtract those two answers. And I get 18. Okay. All right. Another question in this set was the translations. So we have an XY coordinate plane, translating a map from XY to the image X minus 5, Y plus 3. To what image does that map? So we just know that those two things happen. So this means that we subtract 5 from the X. So we're going to take minus 3 minus 5. And that's going to give me negative 8 as my first coordinate. Then I'm going to take the negative 2 plus 3. And that's going to give me 1. So these two are coming from here and here. Okay. And that gives me my answer. So translations, you're just applying that to that point. Okay. The next one, we had x equals 4a plus b over 3. And they want the equivalent to b, which means I have to solve for b. So I'm going to write my problem out. It's always good when you're doing the ACT to write out your steps. So I'm going to start with the inverse of division. The inverse of division is multiplication, so I'm going to multiply the 3 to the other side. Then I'm going to subtract the 4a. And that leaves me b by myself, so that's my answer. And I've got that choice. Okay, this next problem, we've got a rectangle. So I like to draw, anytime I see that word rectangle, I draw it out. 3 square root of 5 wide. So 3 square root of 5. And then 5 square root of 5 long. And they want area. So area, what's our area formula? Area is length times width. So I'm going to be taking 3 square roots of 5. 5 square roots of 5 times 3 square roots of 5. Which means I take 3 times 5, which is 15. And the square root of 5 times square root of 5 is square root of 25. Which does come out as just 5. And 15 times 5 would be 75. And my answer. Our last question. And this last one, there's a couple of different ways you could play around with this one. I kind of started with what I wanted. What is the sum of the measures of C and D? So I started with something that had one of those and then transferred in. So it really doesn't matter which way you go as long as you start with one of those that has the C or the D. So if we take the fact that, let's take this one. It's the first one that appears. So we have the angle of A plus, I don't really need the angle symbols. I'm just going to go A plus C is 180. And then I want to replace A because I want to change this into a D. So I know that up here it says that A plus B is 90. So I know that A equals 90 minus B if I rearrange. So I can replace A down here with 90 minus B equals 180. Okay. Then I can use the one that says that B plus D is 180. So, and I can say that B then is 180 minus D, and I can put that into here. So I've got 90 minus 180 minus D plus C equals 180. So I'm just kind of doing a series of substitutions. And when I distribute that in, let's see, 90 minus 180 would be negative 90. And when I subtract a negative D, that's going to be a plus D plus C equals 180. I'm almost to where I want because I just want C and D. So I'm going to move the 90 over. And D plus C, if I move the 90 over, would be 270. And I've got my answer. So feel free to play around. That's not the only way. You may have gotten there a faster way than what I did. But I wanted you to see one method of solving it.